Now, this coming Thursday sees a cast of multi-talented performers take to the stage at the Pleasance Theatre in London to bring to life the Concrete Jungle Book. It's described as an explosive and energetic show which catapults this classic story into inner city Britain with live rap music, grime, reggae, spoken word and big personality. Originally performed at the 2017 Edinburgh Festival and a limited run last year, it's back for just 13 performances, so you better be quick. How about we find out more about the Concrete Jungle Book? Nicky Rose Roshini plays Mo, and she's on the line right now. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. I am exhausted and still in my pyjamas, so you can tell how hard we've been rehearsing through that information. How are you, Ian?
You're still in your pyjamas?
I am, yeah. And I'll be going back to bed after this interview.
Oh, bless you. Listen, I'm fine, thank you. I'm doing all right, which is the main thing. So that's all good. So tell me a little bit about the Concrete Jungle. The Concrete Jungle Book. It's the classic tale we know, but given, I guess, a much more up-to-date feel.
Yeah, for sure. So you'll be able to recognise characters, you'll be able to recognise the environment that they're in, but there's definitely a contemporary take on it. There's shocks and twists that you really wouldn't expect in the story, which is what I think Don wanted to do when writing a new version of it. He was like, it's important to kind of bring the tale, bring the story, but shock the audience with it, because that's what you should do with a contemporary take. Yeah.
I mean, I think it is a classic tale, isn't it? And it's probably a tale that most of us will know, certainly my age, will know and remember from their school days and growing up. Is it something that easily transfers into a modern day setting? Is the sort of the basis of the tale ripe for the picking, so to speak?
Honestly, the more and more that I perform the script and read the lines, it's kind of like it was made for it. It really does really easily transfer into contemporary urban London. The way John's written it is so genius. All the characters, when you see them, you'll be able to pick out people on the streets, people from London today. You can also feel the essence of their fantastical characters in there. It's just really cleverly written. So yeah, I think it does.
It's described in the press information as this exuberant, energetic, and it's obviously got a really lively feel to it. And you said
100%.
Already you're in your pyjamas. It must be pretty exhausting at the moment going through rehearsals.
It is, because musical theatre is so tough, right? Because you've got so many things to be thinking about when you're on stage. We've obviously you've got to be acting, singing, rapping takes a lot of energy out of you. Movement, there's just so much. So it's a really, really fun piece. Regardless of the tragedy that is within it, it's a really fun piece to watch and perform in. We're super sweaty at the end of every show.
Well, I looked. There's a very short sort of video clip on the production company's website, the theatre company, and some poor devil is in the most enormous fur coat, and I'm just thinking how humid it is at the moment, and think, hang on a minute, you can't expect that.
I know. I think you're talking about Baloo, so we want her to look like a bear, right?
Yeah.
But we're just very dedicated to the craft, Ian.
I hope there's plenty of water in the wings waiting for you. You must lose your body weight in sweat.
There actually wasn't. I'm going to talk to the theatre about that. Yeah, good point.
Nicky, I should. Would you like me to have words on your behalf?
I would love that. I would love that. Thank you very much.
Please. So you're on the main stage at the Pleasance, which is the bigger one. And again, looking at that video, it kind of very much draws you into the tale. You feel like you just want to be there, having fun with all of the cast.
Yeah, very much so. It's super energetic, super interactive. the audience are right there. Like, even though it's the main stage, like the ground floor circle of audience, like super close to you. So you're very much in the story, very close to all the action. But yeah, compared to that trailer, the stage is going to look different this time. We've got a bit more set, a bit more structure on there, and I think it's just really gonna like elevate the storytelling of the show this time round.
So they've spent the money on the set, they forgot about the water for the performers. I mean, come on. It's just not on, is it?
It's not right.
I hope they're listening. And I hope they feel shame. God bless them. I bet you can't wait, though, to get an audience in and show off what you've got.
So real, that is literally the word, show off. Because, yeah, our team, we're all so talented and just put all our hearts on that stage. And it's just, we just can't wait. Like, we enjoy this so much. And we just can't wait, to share it with the audience again. Because that gives it more energy, you know?
Well, absolutely. The audience is the missing ingredient, really, isn't it? While you're rehearsing, until you get in front of people that haven't seen it, you don't really know. You kind of wish that, and you think you know how it's going to be received, but until you've got that proper first audience, you don't quite know what they're going to make of it.
Exactly. And it's not even just for people that haven't seen it, you know, like, even people who have seen it, I would recommend that they come see it again, just because from an actor's point of view, like, it feels like such a different show already. Like, obviously the text and the songs are all the same, but the energy, the movement, like, everything is just so different this time, for the best, you know? So, yeah.
So Mo is clearly Mowgli from the original Jungle Book. This is your first leading role.
Yeah, it is.
How are your shoulders feeling? Do you feel the weight of responsibility on them?
I mean, I think I'm like still processing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit crazy, even though we had a run last year for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I'm still processing, like, just how amazing this is, like, how amazing this opportunity is. Like, it's like a dream role, do you know what I mean? Mowgli from the Jungle Book, but rapping and, like, in contemporary London. It's just amazing, and I'm just so grateful for it. Yeah, not so much responsibility, I guess, but just, maybe pressure. Is that the same thing?
Yeah,
I don't
know. I'm guessing you're feeling the stress on the shoulders. They're being weighed down.
Yeah.
Just think of that poor lady that's got to wear the coat. That's all I'm going to say to you. You've got it easy, kid.
I'm in a tracksuit, or like a cotton tracksuit, so it's not any less sweaty, really.
You're not selling it very well. The sweat that's going to come out. Don't book tickets in the front row. You'll get kind of like singing in the rain wet, so to speak. Who's this show aimed at then, Nicky?
I mean, it's suitable for any audience member, to be honest. Like, there's something in there for everyone. It's got variety. It's got comedy, drama. It's got reggae. It's got a variety of music, right? Reggae, rap, rhyme. It's got something for everyone. But I would say it's aimed at young people. In terms of the story, you know, young people who might be outcast in society or have been, like, led down the wrong path. It's like a transformative piece. I think that's what Don's intention was, right? To kind of change their outlook on the streets of London and help them choose the better path and not be led astray. But I would also say it's for young people because of the representation in our cast. Like, I've never seen, when I was younger, I never saw something in theatre that was this big in terms of scale, but, like, had such a diverse cast and had, you know, I never saw anything with the South Asian lead, like, ever. And, like, during the last run, there was this class of, like, I can't remember, there was maybe, like, 25, like, young South Asian girls that were brought to watch it, and that was enough for me. Like, I was just like, that is all I wanted to see in the theatre during the run. Like, people like that kind of see themselves represented on stage.
See,
it's so important.
I think in many ways that's more pressure than being the lead or what have you. You know, actually bringing in young people, because the thing that kind of worries me, and especially in London at the moment, is the way that the ticket prices are going, and theatre is in real danger of becoming exclusive again. And I kind of thought we were over that. I thought it was becoming more inclusive. You know, we're seeing some more diverse casting. Little by little, things are changing, and suddenly you're being charged a couple of £100 for a seat to see a show. And you know, let's face it, we're all going to struggle to pay for that at some point.
100%, 100%. I think there was conversations about like our ticket prices being increased, but HighRise, they're not about that, and HighRise were very adamant on being like, no, we're going to keep our ticket prices low, because that's who our work is for. It's for working class people. So,
but also, if you can get people into the theatre young enough and give them an exciting evening or thought-provoking evening or whatever it may be, they're likely to want to come back and watch something else and something else, and you get into the habit. And live performance, you can't beat it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly the journey that I had. Like, the only reason I was able to go and see stuff when I was younger was because I did performing arts at GCSE, and so my teachers paid, to take us for theatre shows. Like, you get your school discount prices. So the thing that I was Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that was the only stuff I'd seen before that was like pantomimes and musicals, and then when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, yeah, I really want to do acting. So it is really important.
It's funny, I saw the final week of the 10th anniversary touring production of Curious Incident just earlier this last week.
My God!
The last performance was last night, but Tuesday night I was at the Wickham Swan in Buckinghamshire, and it's the fourth time I'd seen it, and I was still totally gobsmacked by the emotion, the physicality, the gripping story, and how you just follow what's going on. It is one of the best plays I think I have ever seen. Yeah.
I've only seen it that one time, like 10 years ago, but I really need to see it again. Yeah.
Well, you'll have to watch out for the 11th year of touring, I guess, because sadly it's come to a close. In the meantime, I guess it's back to rehearsals and those horrible technical rehearsals where everybody just does the same thing over and over and over again.
That's where we're at. We finished our last day of rehearsal yesterday, and then we're straight into tech from tomorrow.
My heart goes out to you. Enjoy wearing the tracksuit.
Thank
13
you.
performances of the CONRETE Jungle Book is at the Pleasance from Thursday of this week, running through until the 11th of June. HighRiseTheatre.co.uk is probably the best place to look for more details. Nicky Rose Roshini, thank you very much for joining us today.
No worries. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.